Elizabeth Buleya. I'm the Senior Programs Officer for DVVi International in Malawi. Here with me is Reverend Father Dr. George Buleya. He was the former Vice Chancellor of the Catholic University in Malawi, where he spearheaded the establishment of the Adult Learning Education and Development Diploma course together with DVV in 2021. In 2023, Father Buleya attended the COP, the UN Climate Summit, the COP28. So here, COP28. So here we would like to get his insights about the summit, but also how we can connect what was discussed and agreed at the summit with adult learning and education. So Father Buleya, how did you find yourself at COP28?
Yeah, very interesting question. How did I find myself at COP28? I come from the southern part of Malawi, as you know, and the southern part of Malawi is the one that was heavily affected by Cyclone Freddy last year. So as a faith community in Malawi, but also we belong to an association for the whole of Eastern and Southern Africa, whose headquarters is in Kenya, for faith justice, but particularly in matters of climate. We were asked as the social directorate of the Archdiocese of Blantyre and as social director in the social directorate to be present at the discussions of COP28. So how did I find myself there? Well, because of the disasters that we experienced in the southern part of Malawi. They wanted a church person, a faith person from the southern part of Malawi to articulate the problems that we experienced in 2023. And myself being director in the social development of the Archdiocese of Blantyre. The social development comprises the Commission of Education, Commission of Justice and Peace, Commission of Development itself, and Commission of Health. It pleased the organizers in this region to choose me to be one of the delegates for the region, and particularly for Malawi and representing Southern Malawi.
So when we were going for the summit, what were you looking forward to contribute?
Mainly I was thinking this is a prime opportunity for us to have our voices heard as a faith community, but also particularly to bring to bear our own experience here in Malawi, the adverse conditions that we are suffering, the problems that we have because of climate change, how they are affecting the communities. And mind you, coming from the effects of Cyclone Freddy, I thought I could articulate for people from all over the world about the plight of the poor Malawians who suffered most and who still continue to suffer from such kind of effects of climate change. So it's like an opportunity for me, really, given the magnitude of the meeting and the size of that meeting, to spell out issues about climate justice particularly, and how climate change is affecting our communities here in Malawi.
All right. Do you think that our presence at the conference and what you were looking forward to present there, do you think that you completely presented what you wanted to?
Yes, I did. We did. We were in the group of, I think, close to 50 Malawians, civil society, government, and we were participating at different levels. Mostly for us, for me, I was participating at the level of faith leaders, and mostly in the faith, what was called the faith pavilion. There was a pavilion for faith leaders from all over the world. So indeed, that was an opportunity for us to articulate what has been happening in Malawi. And yes, looking back, yes, we're giving the opportunity, and coming also from, near the university, one of the villages was wiped off completely in Tauchira village. So I had first-hand information and even experience about what happened. People were reading about that in papers and the like, but I brought to bear first-hand information, first-hand experience of how people suffered and still continue to suffer. So from that perspective, yes, but from a different perspective, I would say, well, maybe no, because, we were not really at the center of the decision-making meetings. We were towards the end, really at a peripheral of the meeting, but we would be following, we would be making our voices heard through people who were coming over there to listen to us. And I think the very fact of just being together with, this mass of people from all over, thousands, and I'm told there are over 100,000 over there, joining together and discussing, and on the sidelines of the meetings, meeting in the corridors, and asking questions. I was very satisfied that yes, to some degree we did contribute to the discussions and to the future direction of discussions in the climate justice area.
All right. Considering that most of the agreements after the COP may be focused a lot on renewable energy, tripling the use of renewable energy, do you think that the side of disasters which are triggered by climate challenges were given enough attention during the summit?
Yes, they were. I was happy that discussions moved also along the lines of reparation for the damage, what they call loss and damage. So that's the side, actually, those were the talks that we contributed a lot, and that was the side that we found very interesting. Yes, renewable energy, yes, but that people who have suffered because of climate change related effects do get compensation. And no, it's not just a question of buying off this in carbon terms, as has been the case up until now, but that now the discussion is moving towards looking at issues of loss and damage. What have people lost, and what are the things that have been damaged? And some of the things that people lose cannot be quantified. Sometimes it's relations, sometimes it's no connection with their people, with their ancestors. I was happy that there was discussion along those lines, and people are moving towards that direction as well. And that's the direction that we want. That's what also, as faith leaders in the country, we contributed towards, quite a lot at COP28.
All right. Do you think as a country we will be able to localize what was discussed during the summit?
That's my hope. These meetings keep on coming back to us every year, and are they of any use locally? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I believe we're moving, not at a pace that we would love to move, but I think you see that people are becoming more and more aware of, even here, our own contribution towards this, the climate, towards climate change, and we're beginning also more and more, even in this country, to realize that we all have a part to play. Children, adults, we all have a part to play, and most of the things are question of mindset change. Also, what we do with our Mother Earth, and how we behave ourselves, but also more and more as a country, particularly poor country like Malawi. I'm happy that more and more. I heard the president the other day talking about issues of getting support, particular support along the lines of loss and damage for reparation, for repairing things like schools, bridges, roads, and reinvesting also some of that money into green energies, and also into afforestation, which are things that all of us should be inclined to do, all of us should be challenged to do, all of us should be happy to do. Nobody's going to do that for us. So yes, in a way, I think we do benefit. The fact that people talk and talk, some of that does come back to us, either in terms of thinking or in terms of money, in terms of support, in terms of raising awareness. Yes, we are benefiting, although I think the pace is rather slow.
All right. Did you find a link between adult learning and education and climate change and its challenges? And how best can we incorporate challenges related to climate change in adult education?
Yes, the links were there. The links are there because when we are training others, when we are teaching others, when we are educating others, we are not just educating them about reading and writing. We want to inculcate in them a culture of care for the environment, a culture of caring for their surroundings, a culture of not being wasteful, and much as we focus our attention on little ones, children, but if we don't ensure that others are also part of this discussion and get to understand their role in caring for nature and caring for the world and the things that we have inherited, natural resources, then I think we've lost the game. In my view, we've lost the game. So adult education should focus also on issues of climate change and the effects of climate change. And mind you, we come, as you know, we come from a country, we are in a country where adults are respected. When an adult begins to speak, when an adult changes, little ones do believe in what they say, little ones do change likewise. So if we target adults and they change their behavior, chances are such that, everything else will follow suit. So yes, I do think and do believe that our education, when we're educating others, we're better placed to ensure that, we ensure that they're educated in ways that will sustain the environment, that will respect the environment, that will enhance growth in their own understanding and care of the earth, which is our common home.
All right. So we have a lot of L stakeholders who benefit from the MOJA platform. If you were to give advice or a message to the L community on how best should they contribute towards mitigating the challenges of climate change, what would be your words?
Well, I would say let us for once be serious about this. We've been talking about this for a long time, and we will continue to talk about this for a long time. I think let's move away from just talking to action. So I would be challenging everybody and saying, what is it that you have done? Like, now, what is that you have done to ensure that this, our earth, this, our common home, is on a path to sustain itself and is on a path, proper path, whereby we can kind of give back to the earth what we have gotten from it, but also pass on the natural resources to the next generation. So I'll be asking, first of all, what is it that we are doing more than just talking? So there could be small exercises that we're involved in, small things, small initiatives that we're involved in, like planting trees, ensuring that, we manage waste in our communities. And that starts from our own homes, ensuring that we manage waste for our own communities and using recycling and, plastics and things like that, bottles and things like that we can do maybe on a smaller level. So the question would be, and the challenge that I would be posing for that community would be, what is it that we are doing beyond talking? Yes.
MOJA is a platform which is there to exchange information, to share best practices. How best should we incorporate climate change related information into the platform so that we can reach to more stakeholders who are doing adult learning and education?
I found out from my participation at COP28 that oftentimes if you get people to understand success stories, or if you begin to talk about climate change and effects of climate change, and also methods of mitigating against the same, using stories, successful stories, success stories, I think we have better chances of linking with people more than talking about theories and trying to explain from a theoretical perspective or a theoretical framework. So I would be encouraging, that we allow people to tell their stories in that regard, and the success stories will link the chances such that the stories, success stories, will link more with people and push people towards making this common home a better place than just the theories.
So you heard it for yourself from the Director of Social Development under the Archdiocese of Blantyre, who is also the former Vice Chancellor of the Catholic University of Malawi, who attended the UN Climate Summit in Dubai in 2023. As all stakeholders and as all community at large, we are not spared from the effects of climate change. So we also have a part to play. Let's make sure that as we are running our programs, climate change runs as a cross-cutting issue. We make sure that we help or we support in making sure that we mitigate against the effects of climate change. Goodbye and thank you.
Thank you.